Political parties' liaison committee has pushed for the independent audit of the 2022 presidential election results. The political parties' liaison committee national chairperson Evans Misati explained the political rhetorics over the outcome of last year's general election can be silenced through a conclusive audit. Misati presented the submission before the National Dialogue Committee at the Bomas of Kenya. With a year after the polls, the political parties' liaison committee insisted that there is time for the audit to be commenced and finalized. Mesh Msimbi reports.
They constitute 5.2 million votes, my brother. So think about it.
Political parties' liaison committee has called for an audit of the 2022 presidential election results. Appearing before the National Dialogue at Bomas of Kenya on Monday, PPLC said the audit will eliminate doubts about the results announced by IEBC.
I think we need you now to respond so that we can save on time. We have given you our hearing. We understand. We feel with you. And whatever it is that we can recommend as a committee, we will jointly do so.
The proposals by PPLC was a shot in the arm for Azimio leader Raila Odinga, who has been insisting that his victory was stolen and that an audit of the results will substantiate his claims. The audit was one of the demands by Raila as he called for nationwide anti-government protests.
They are interested in the main general elections alone or the party primaries as well, because that forms or informs the final decision. Before you get to the final ballot, you run political party primaries from your membership. What have you conducted any audit or any proposals on how to improve on it? Because it's an area that Kenyans speak at great length about, democracy in and amongst your membership. Second and lastly, Chair, is on this issue that because I had their lawyer speak, and of course, and maybe Aaron on that issue of audit, whether it's the presidential election.
Azimio has maintained that the cost of living, audit of the 2022 presidential elections, results, and restructuring and reconstruction of the IEBC form part of the talks.
Is the issue of cost of living. You have proposed that one way of lowering the cost of living is by doing away with some of the taxes and some of the levies. You mentioned in your presentation 16 of them, but you have not made a specific proposal as to which one, because this committee has the powers to make a recommendation to the current government on the issue of cost of living. We'll be very happy to hear from you out of the 16. And we're talking about quite a number, particularly on fuel. We have the excise duty, the VAT that was increased recently by the Finance Act from 8 to 16 that have substantively pushed up fuel prices. We have the road maintenance levy, petroleum development levy, petroleum regulatory levy, railway development levy, anti-adulteration levy, merchant shipping levy, import declaration. All these taxes have pushed up the cost of living. Which of these are you proposing, and you want to propose to the Kenya Kwanza government should be dropped to bring down the cost of living?
However, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called the audit for the 2022 presidential election results should be dropped from the National Dialogue Committee agenda. The DP said the 2022 presidential election was unaudited by the Supreme Court, which declared President William Ruto as the valid president-elect.
I and many people, your supporters, in millions, were against these talks with these Azimio people. But when you decided we talk, we don't argue with you, we agree. Lakini ile agenda nimeona imewekwa pale kwa mazungumzo rais, we don't agree with it. Ati agenda number 1 is to audit the 2022 general election. How? Those people have no capacity. There is no constitutional provision for anybody to audit a general election. That audit was done by the Supreme Court, and a decision was made, and you are declared validly elected and sworn in as the President of the Republic of Kenya. Sasa hii watu wakutane ati waongee ati uchaguzi ilienda namna gani? that, Your Excellency, we don't agree with, and we would like to ask that agenda to be dropped from those talks.
Nonetheless, emotions ran high at the Bomas of Kenya when members of the Sabaot community made their presentation to the National Dialogue Committee on Monday.
Came to Mapanga to sign an accord on behalf of all the community who are living in Trans Nzoia and Bungoma, so that at least there is peace and cohesion in that region. But as we are speaking now, Mr. Chair, that accord has never seen the light of the day. Here we are today, and I come from the side of Trans Nzoia County, and I want to believe that Honorable Eugene, who is the party leader who is seated here today, is a witness to this.
Members of the community who had accompanied Trans Nzoia Professional Association could not hold back their tears as the group explained why they want the county to be known as Mount Elgon, hived off from Bungoma in the western and Trans Nzoia County in the Rift Valley.
Out of 11 CEC members, Sabaots are only having 1 CEC, and that is the only county that they can call their county. Mr. Chair, out of 15 chief officers in Trans Nzoia County, we only have 1 chief officer out of 15. The Sabaots has 1 chief officer. If it comes to directors, Mr. Chair, the Sabaots has only 2 directors out of 13 directors. If it comes to human resource, for example, Mr. Chair, we have doctors and nurses who are employed the other day, and out of 350 doctors and nurses who are employed, the Sabaots were only given 8 slots.
They said the Sabaot community has been protesting over the issue since the year 1932.
And that is the only county that these people can call their home, their county, so that they can govern themselves.
Former Bungoma County Assembly Deputy Speaker Jen Chebet said there is no justification to have the Sabaot community separated by a boundary.
In Bungoma County, we don't have any elective position as executive, from the governor, from the senator, from even the women rep, because we are minority, so all those positions are held by the majority. When it comes even to the executive, the CEC, out of the 10 CECs, we only have 1 CEC from Mount Elgon, and that is not even the percentage we are supposed to be given. When you come to the county assembly where I was, we have 126 workers, and out of the 126, only 20 are from the Sabaot or the Mount Elgon community.
The group further said time was ripe for Mount Elgon constituency to be split into 2 Mount Elgon East and Mount Elgon West constituencies.
Going back even to the executive, the workers in the executive are over 7,000, and the percentage of the Sabaots is even less than 20%. So we have the right, if you accept our wish, that we are tired of being minority, we have to be majority in our own interests and in our own...
Mesh Msimbi, Maisha Prime News.